I will begin my words tonight with a disclaimer. This will be my painful cry. Therefore, I have to talk to you from where I stand, from who I am. I really hope that each one of you can find yourselves, at least in part, of our lament tonight. In 2019, around this time of the year, I woke up to the news that 2 friends of my oldest son had a terrible accident. The roof at the entrance of the building where one of them lived collapsed on them. One of them died, and the other was seriously injured. My son had just moved to the States to study, and every possible fear that a parent was added to my already broken heart. That week's parashah was Vayera, which we read last week, and the Haftarah for that Shabbat reminds me of that terrible shock, the fear, and the sadness. That Haftarah tells that a Shulamite woman receives Prophet Elijah in her house, and after being very generous in her hospitality, the prophet decides to give her a present, his blessing for a child, since she had none. 1 year later, she gives birth to a boy who some years after feels a severe pain in his head and drops dead at the field. She desperately goes after the prophet and asks him, "Did I ask for a son? Did I not say, 'Don't deceive me'?" It seems that she is in fact asking him, "Why did you show me this much love, such happiness, if it was only for me to lose it?" It is a similar pain to the one I see every time when I read or listen to the news from Israel. We are waiting in pain for captives to return for already 413 days. And as Rabbi Daniel Hartman said this week in his podcast, they are dying. However, every day a mother loses her child to the war. Every day parents are forced to feel the void and unimaginable pain of knowing that they knew the most beautiful love, which is now gone forever. These painful family traumas are being experienced by Israeli and Palestinian parents, by Ukrainian and Russian parents. We are learning again and again as humans, war is an eternal violence that makes parents taste the bitterness of grief. Last week's Torah portion ended with Isaac almost being killed by his father. This week's parashah begins with the death of Sarah. According to a midrash, a rabbinic tale, when Sarah heard about what happened to Isaac, her pain was such that she began to cry, and the moan and the sound of 3 painful wails. Her soul burst from her, and she died. As a mother, I can understand this cutting pain that Sarah felt. I understand the desperate cry and anger of the Shulamite mother. I try not to imagine myself in the pain that each mother is feeling now during this war. They didn't ask for any of that. They shouldn't be in pain. the very roof that should be shielding their children from several different dangers which they could face, is their children executioner. The physical roof, in the sense of my son's friends, and the metaphorical ones, in the cases of Sarah, the Shulamite woman, and the mothers in Israel and Gaza. Jewish bereavement rituals are small steps into healing. 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. Every day, you recognize your pain, you feel it, and you are one more step nearer to your full life again. But there are some pains that leave scars in your soul forever, although you may find an apparent healing. There are wounds that are the end of our lives. Sometimes, belonging to a congregation, being a part of a community, is a source of shared support. We stand with the mourners, we hear the names, we express our concerns with an open heart and hands that offer wordless message of kind concern. However, tonight, I can only offer a lament for those who are gone, for the seemingly hopeless situation of those who are still waiting to be freed, for the parents who feel for their children's lives, and here and everywhere. We should be able to trust the roofs over our heads to protect us and our children. And when they fail, to scream and fight. We should never feel this pain. May we be strong to scream and fight. May we be sheltered. May we find unending love. Shabbat Shalom.